welcome back to my channel. So before anybody starts writing terrible comments, because that always happens on my story time videos, I just want to tell you guys this topic for a video was voted in by you guys. Everybody really wanted to see this. I got comments on my last video. I got comments on Twitter. I did a Twitter poll and people said mostly that they wanted to see this video. So I'm gonna do it because when you guys ask for something, I give it to you. I supply it. That is just what this relationship is. And you guys really like my story time videos. Those are actually my most viewed videos on my channel. You guys really like these, so I'm just gonna tell it. And if you don't like story time videos, you can click off and I'm going to stop comments because every time somebody tells me they want me to die just for making a story time video. So if you did not know, last week or like a week and a half ago, I was in Arizona. I went to Arizona for vacation. We went to the Grand Canyon, to Sedona. It was a super nice vacation, but I also mentioned in there that something happened at my hotel with a shooting. And so a couple of you guys were like, yeah, I want to hear what happened. And it was possibly the craziest thing I've ever seen. Every time I go on vacation, there's usually like one thing that happens that just everything just collapses, or like it's one weird thing always happens on my vacations. I don't know why. In New York something weird happened on this vacation. It just always does. So I was staying at this hotel in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is a really cute town, and we were right next to the campus of Northern Arizona University. It was a really pretty campus, by the way. So while we were there one morning, we were all getting ready to leave. We were just gonna go hike for a little bit because it's a really big hiking town. There's lots of mountains, blah, blah, blah. So we were leaving, and as we were leaving, we looked out the door, and my dad said, that guy has a gun. So we looked out into the parking lot, and they were doing construction in the parking lot. Like there was a lift and everything. They were working on the roof. And so these guys that were working in the lift like ducked down. Everybody was ducking down. This guy comes walking around. He's wearing a Cowboys jersey, holding a gun. And this is in broad daylight. It wasn't like it was midnight. I think it was like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And so we're standing right here. This guy has a gun. And I'm talking, it's not that far away. And so he walks, so there's like the parking lot, the hotel, and there's just a highway right next to it. So, and there's like a ditch a little bit further away. So he comes walking and my dad sees him. The cops come around, so these guys are ducking on the ground. Everybody's like flipping out because nobody knows what to do. They come walking out. This guy, he just continues walking. So he's holding this gun, he's just walking, he's not doing anything else. And then the cops start shooting at him. They started shooting at him in broad daylight with people around, with people everywhere. And I mean, obviously, you can't just let somebody with a gun walk away. Obviously, something had happened. There had been some kind of confrontation before, but it was just terrifying that it was in broad daylight. There were people walking. It was just like, it was just in a town. It wasn't like it was just wide open fields. There were people standing there. So they ended up shooting out somebody's car window, trying to hit him. And he was just walking. He wasn't like running. They shot out somebody's car window. That was terrifying. And just the act of kind of the gunshots was terrifying just because I'm not used to that. I don't like go to shooting ranges and nothing like that happens near me. So it freaked me out, especially because of the proximity. Like it was close. So we were watching and we didn't really know what to do because the cops were already there. Then the SWAT team pulls up. Like I'm talking bulletproof vests, straight up like shotguns. I didn't know. And then they came and blocked the intersection because he decided to walk across the road while traffic was going. So he's walking across the road, he fell into a ditch. They were trying to shoot him, but they didn't shoot him. And then it was like he ran behind these apartments, and we were just standing there this whole time. Like I couldn't believe that this was happening so close. Like we were like trying to get away, but we also wanted to get to our car because we were trying to leave, but we couldn't leave because there were a bunch of people there. And then this guy, he starts walking, he ran into a ditch, and then they like didn't shoot him, or they tried to, and then he ran behind this hotel that was right next to ours, and then it was just like, there were people standing next to it, all these cops. There were like probably 5 or 10 cop cars just blocking the intersection. Then there were some blocking the hotel, then there were some parked at our hotel, and then he ended up running a side street, and then they like cornered him there, and they ended up getting him. But it was just like, we were so close, and the shot almost hit a couple of the guys that were working on like the crane lift thing. It was like something that would happen out of a movie, and I didn't understand, like, and from what all the locals told me and everybody that people that we knew and people at the hotel said, nothing like that ever happens. Like, it wasn't like that's a daily occurrence or anything, or that we were in a weird part of town, or that it was dark at night, or like that never happens. And it just so happened that it happened at our hotel in the proximity of when I was standing right there. Like, we had to like move because it was terrifying. So it was crazy. As soon as it was over, they're like, okay, you guys are good to go. And I was like, we could just go now? Like, this is, and it was just seeing, there were so many like SWAT team people and policemen, and they were like walking through the trees, and it was just weird to see. It's just something that you don't see very often. Like, you don't see somebody pursuing somebody who, like, and we found out later through the news that the guy who was running from the police, I think had been in a confrontation earlier with like threatening somebody with a gun, so they were following him, and he like wouldn't give up the gun. Like, they had asked him several times to stop, put his hands up, put the gun down. Like, it wasn't like they were just chasing him and not giving him an option. Like, they had said it to him, and he had swerved through like traffic, and he was on foot, so he was just walking through traffic, and like people were honking at him and they were trying to get around him. And obviously it's terrifying because he's holding a gun. So I mean, you're driving in your car, this guy's holding a gun, you don't know where to go, and like the police are behind him, and they blocked off traffic, and it was this huge mess. It was so long to end up getting out of there, and it was just terrifying. It was scary. Like, I didn't understand what was going on, but we ended up finding out everything that we needed to know later. It was just possibly one of the like oddest things that's happened to me. Like, how did this happen, and how did it happen when I was there? Anyways, you guys wanted to hear a story, so I gave you a story. Thank you so much for watching. If you ever want to hear any more stories, I always have them. Thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you back here later.